So I just played Donkey Kong Bonanza, created by Kazuya Takahashi. And yeah, I know that game's been out for a while, but it took me a while to beat it. I'm sorry. I will admit, when I first saw a trailer for the game during the Nintendo Direct, I was kind of skeptical because I was still getting used to the new Donkey Kong design, which is like his I don't know, his face. It just looks just different enough that it was kind of off-putting to me. But as I sort of learned more about the game and what you do in it, it did actually seem pretty fun. So I thought, you know what? What the heck? I'll give it a try. And so I played it, and I did not 100% it, by the way. I just beat the story mode. And that's as far as I got. I will say it's a good game. It is better than most of the previous Donkey Kong games. I confession, I'm not the biggest fan of the Donkey Kong games that came before this, but I can't acknowledge that a lot of them are technically good. They're just not my thing. And this one I do enjoy more than most of them. First of all, graphics look great. I think they match the cartoony style. It all works really well, and most of the designs that we get in terms of the characters are good. I will admit I'm still getting a bit used to the new Donkey Kong design, but it's not as off-putting as I used to think it was. The controls are intuitive and easy to use. As soon as I started playing, I was able to get a handle on the controls pretty well, and as I kept playing, whenever I learned new moves, I was able to integrate them into how I play the game pretty easily and seamlessly. Um, I did accidentally press some wrong buttons at first. I thought I was punching forward, but I was punching downward, or I thought I was jumping, but I was punching downward, or something like that. But again, I got used to it pretty quick. The breakable environments are a lot of fun. It's really addictive to do it. I will admit this is a weird complaint to have, I know, but maybe the environments are a bit too predictable. I mean, a bit too breakable. Okay, this is part of why it took me so long to beat the story mode because, for example, in the first 4 hours of playing, I was still in the early portions of level two because I spent so much time just trying to break everything and get all of the gold that's hidden in the environment. Which again, it's not a flaw, but it's just kind of they really want you. And again, it is kind of a good thing when you think about it because you're going to be spending more time on it, get more bang for your buck, as it were. But at the same time, it is kind of well, now I feel like sometimes it feels like you're taking a bit too long to play, especially when other people are in your house and they got through the game a lot faster than you. Collecting all of the golden bananas throughout the world is also a lot of fun. It kind of reminds me of just the satisfaction you get when you find the moons in Mario Odyssey. Even outside of the main ones, just sort of stumbling upon them through exploring the environment and doing those little extra challenges. I think it's fun. I think is a lot of fun. And those otherworldly platforming challenges that where you go through the portal and it's different from the environment you're in. Those are fun. I like those. I will say I feel like most of the actual missions in the game are a bit too simplistic. Just get from point A to point B. Maybe there'll be a slight obstacle in your way, but they're very easy to get past. I don't know. It's not like it was boring because, like I said, it's just a lot of fun breaking all the obstacles and finding all the other golden bananas. But if you're just going from one end of the level to the other, it's not great. It is not great, I will say. The boss fights are also, in my opinion, nothing to write home about. It just sort of feels like a bigger enemy. I don't know. It just none of them really stuck out to me. It is cool some of the reveals we get later on, but in terms of just actual bosses, I don't know. They didn't feel super fun to me. They didn't feel like they stood out too much. I liked that Pauline was in the game. I will say that. I liked the idea of including a young Pauline. I thought that was pretty clever considering she was the one Donkey Kong kidnapped in the original. Now she's your friend. But and she wasn't the worst Nintendo companion, obviously. She's no Navi from Ocarina of Time, but I did find her a little annoying at points. Not bad. Not bad. I want to say that, but I will say at points I was kind of like, oh, I don't. I was like, I would kind of like this part better if you weren't here. I don't know. It just felt like she was a little bit much at points. Not a ton, but just enough to where I was kind of like, I don't know. I feel like maybe we could have fixed this a little. I don't know. Maybe we could have changed a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's just like I don't dislike her. It's just like I wish it was a little bit different. And one last thing I'll bring up: the camera angles get a little weird when you're in tight spaces, like when you dig underground and then or when you go into a wall, and the camera angles get a bit tight on you. Like, and there were a few glitches in these tight spaces that actually did get me killed, or the camera was misleading about where I was, which led me to getting falling off of a platform and dying. It didn't happen a lot, but it happened enough where I was kind of like, maybe they could have refined this a touch, especially since breakable environments and going into the wall is such a big part of the game. But like, those are most of my complaints with the game are kind of nitpicks, and really it is overall fun. And I'll say, and like, it's again, this isn't like a game where I say buy a Switch 2 just for this, but I will say if you do have a Switch 2, which I feel like quite a few people do since the Mario Kart came with it at launch, this is worth getting if you already have a Switch 2. So go ahead and check it out. And I'm going to give Donkey Kong Bonanza a B. And I will say, if this is like the level of effort they put into the Donkey Kong game, I am so excited for the next Mario platformer we get. That's going to be amazing. I just know it. So those are my thoughts on Donkey Kong Bonanza. If you've played the game, be sure to let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to see more of these like this in the future. And on that note, I will see you next time. Have a great day.